name is Jennifer and I'm a landscape painter in Airdrie, Alberta, Canada. This is my July 2024 studio notes vlog and I'm glad that you're here with me. I thought I would share a little bit of what I worked on during the month of July. I found myself in the studio painting most days this month, and I was preparing for a few different things. One of the things I've been working on are some of these smaller paintings on cradled wood panel, and a few of those are headed to Nahcotta Gallery in New Hampshire for a little show called the ETA, or Enormous Tiny Art Show, and that's happening this September. So if you're interested in more information about that, you can head over to my website or the Nahcotta website. Both I will leave in the show notes. So I spent some time videoing some of these stages in these little paintings this month. I thought it would be neat to share with you some of the process of painting these little guys, and these first couple of speedy videos, time-lapse videos, are the beginning stages of some of these paintings, and I will carry on here to show you some more in detail of my painting, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to begin by showing you some of the middle stages of a little painting that I would eventually come to title I'd Leave It All. I'm not really sure how I come up with the titles for my paintings. I title them at the very end when they're all finished and I've lived with them for a little while, and the titles feel personal, but not in a way that I can really explain. Now I'm applying quite a vibrant blue glaze over top some of the mid-ground areas. I love to use glazes. If you've been following my work, you probably have noticed that before, and oftentimes my glazes are quite bright, vibrant colors. Layering them just brings so much depth of interest, and it helps me control what comes forward, what recedes into the background. It's part of the layering process that helps create a space. And I think it's worthwhile to note that as I look at this painting at this current stage, there are so many things that I see about it that I don't really like. But I can tell watching myself paint it, I'm ignoring those things and accepting that they will still be there later, and just taking joy in the process in whatever comes to me, whatever I decide to do in the moment, and then stepping back and assessing how it looks and what needs to be done next. Here I'm using a little squeeze bottle of paint with a fine needle tip. These fine liners are really handy for drawing with paint, which is one thing that I really like to do. And so here I'm drawing some sort of plant-like lines. And now I've come to this stage where I'm addressing some of the things that I'm not loving about those tree-like blobs on the horizon, giving them a bit more definition by painting in, of course, a pale pink sky, because I love the pale pink. I just can't get enough. So here we are. We've got some pale pink going down in the sky, and suddenly those tree-like blobs are starting to look a lot more at home. As my paintings start to get closer and closer to finished, the process seems to slow down and get a bit more detail-oriented. I find myself getting drawn in to make smaller marks, less generalized marks. And I'm thinking about things like, how does a plant behave? How does a leaf look when the light hits it? How cool can a shadow look on a warm day? And lately I've been trying really hard when I'm getting into the details like this to not be too perfectionist about it, and really just lay the marks down and let them be what they are. I appreciate them for what they are, which are marks applied by a paintbrush. That's what makes them beautiful. And here I'm moving on to another painting. This one is very close to finished. And I can show you some examples here of how I like to add pops of vibrant color in the final stages to kind of bring the painting to life. Now here with this third and final painting that I'll show you today, I'm working on some of the middle stages, and I start here with kind of a generally applied glaze of a warm green that hoping I think at this point in the painting, I'm hoping it'll help sort of unify some of these shapes that I've laid down previously. And yeah, sometimes when I watch back at how I've applied these sort of glazes that I like to use, it seems kind of random. But I do have a good reason in the moment, and you can see as I speed up the video here, it does all come together in the end somehow. It is a bit of a mystery to me still how it all works, and people like to ask me kind of what the stages of my paintings are, and I really find it difficult to say that. All I can say is that I'm still learning how I make a painting, and I think I always will be. Anyway, I'm glad that you shared this time with me, and I hope you enjoy how these paintings turned out as much as I do. I think they're lovely little moments, and if you are interested, have a look at Nahcotta. You can also take a look at my website and see these larger canvases that I've finished for my next release. And if you're seeing this video, these paintings are available now on my website at jelmoreart.com. Some of them are quite large. Others are nice, moderately sized paintings. And I'm really happy with how they turned out, and I'm really excited to continue painting this summer. Usually summers are quiet for me, and I don't like to spend a lot of time in the studio at all. But here I am, painting away. Thank you so much for joining me today and for watching. And I'll see you next month with the next studio notes.